Hi everybody. I don't know how interesting this video is going to be. I guess it would probably be a very select audience that would even want to watch something like this. But when we lived in Washington, our house was built around 1902. Okay? So, and this is way up north of Spokane in Washington, so it wasn't like you were on the East Coast. I mean, this was the last places that got settled, okay? So while the East Coast had electricity and things, the West Coast most assuredly did not, at least where we lived. And we had a wood stove in the living room and a giant old fireplace. And this fireplace is comparable to the size, which is one of the reasons I liked it, to the one that was in our house. Our one in our house had the bar here and the hook where you could cook over your fire. Now, what I'm going to show you today is the best way to have a real fire in your fireplace. A lot of mistakes that people make are using the grate in the bottom of their fireplace. The grate is an invention, is something that they came up with during the Victorian age. And during the Victorian age, most people in the cities burnt coal and not wood. And coal needs air surrounding it in order to burn. So they started putting a grate in so that the air could go under. Excuse me. So the air could go under and help that coal burn. Well, a wood fire does not need a grate to burn. And as a matter of fact, you're wasting a lot of heat and a lot of wood because it makes your wood burn faster and not produce as much heat to heat your room. So the first thing I did when we got here was I took the grate out. Okay? And you will notice in here, that I have had a fire already, so there's a little charcoal there. But I have some ash in here. Now that ash I'm leaving in there because that helps insulate and hold the heat and make you where you don't burn your wood so fast. Okay? So, how do I make a fire? Okay, the first thing I do is get some the first thing I do is put my gloves on so that I don't get any splinters. Okay? And then I get some relatively big pieces of wood, which actually these are quite small compared to what we used in Washington. But you know, you go different places and it's different standards. Now you notice I put the little piece of charcoal in between here. So this one goes all the way in the back against the wall. And then another one about the same size I will put toward the front. Now I've left about that much room between the two of them. And what I do next is I will take newspaper. Now we'll very loosely ball it up. I'm going to set that there. And I'm going to set this here. Now this I found is great for starting fires. What this is those Duralogs that you see in the stores, those sawdust and wax logs. I buy the big logs and I chop them up into bite-sized pieces, okay? So I'm putting that on the paper and I'm putting another one beside it on the paper, okay? See, these are actually a little short. Let's set them on their ends. Get them a little taller. There we go. That looks better. I'm happier with that. Okay, now what I do, I'm going to take another piece of paper and ball it up and kind of set it on top. Now remember, don't ball your paper up too tight or it won't burn. It'll just smolder. So I'll stick that on top, and then I stick 2 pieces of wood crisscross on top of that. Just like that. And then I have one little teeny piece that I'm just going to stick right there in the middle. Okay. So, now I light both ends. Ow! And we'll see what happens. Since I'm filming, I might not get a really good fire. Wouldn't that be awful? Now the thing about fire is it does need air. And my flue is open. You go ahead and hold this shut, because we don't want any burning embers to pop out and hit our rug. But that should be enough newspaper to get that started, the little wax logs started. Okay, I'm going to go in and bring in a few more pieces of wood. So, why don't you stay here? Why don't you stay here and keep an eye on my fire for me? On there. Alright, I'm going to have to change my battery. I think it's a goner. It's probably not even recording this. So, as you can tell, got my fire going. Got some nice heat coming off of it already. Okay, well, I guess that's probably about it. I need to go and bring in some more wood. It's going to be in the 20s tonight, so I think I would like to have this fireplace keep a little heat in this room for me. Okay, well, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.